Nah, man, we don't love start one. Hear this. Run that, my boy. Run the tune, man.
Say this is long time what is a call you, but you don't want to come. You kill a man, no job will stop you coming and come. Long time what is a call you, but you don't want to come. So yes, you kill a man, job will stop you coming and come. Yes, so I this call you. You hear me when we say that I just want you.
Well, alright.
You, the nation.
I heard it out.
Selection. You hear that sound, man?
Oh, this
Original Daddy Rice.
Early warm. Have mercy.
Some songs I don't stop you coming and come.
Right.
Time what is a call you, but you don't want to come. Yes, a song I you stop you coming and come. But I this call you. Yes, a song I say so I this warn you. When you hear me song boy, so I this call you. Here we will be till you say we want you. And I'm gonna say that's how we play them down east and we play them west. And we play them down the north and we play them south. Watch that sound boy, we kill you every we will bounce.
I want the item just listen, because you know, early round and nothing no started, you know. They even watch him little choir way have over there, so, you know, because the only thing we can come out of them mouth for the rest of the night is boo and go and, you know, yeah, on the cool. Alright? I'm not ready for you yet, you know. I'm not ready for you yet, so you can't go and boo, you know, because later on, when I get hungry, well, I will tell you what I go on. In the meantime, run that. Early warm. Have mercy.
You could have run from my east.
I want the water here.
You just can't hide.
Have mercy.
You could have run till you can't run no more, some boy.
Yeah.
This is gonna catch you.
Have mercy.
You could have hide till you can't hide no more. This is gonna find you.
We can't listen early squeeze.
Anywhere you go.
Yeah.
You could have talk till you can't talk no more, some boy.
Watch it.
It's gonna hot talk you. It's gonna hot talk you. You could have run till you can't run no more.
Yep. We're bringing Jara 10:30. Then we just start the half hour thing from now. Daylight dance.
Till you can't run no more, nigga, sound boy. You gonna talk till you can't talk.
Yep.
You gonna play till you can't play no more. You gonna run till you can't run no more. And it's gonna hard play you.
Alright, this.
This is King Eddie Sound, the classical sound, playing classical scenes like Louisiana in the classical himself. Kill him, get at it.
Universal sound. You know that's cool. Big up on yourself.
Right around the world, man. Around the globe, man. King Eddie.
Too bad with 20. Whoa.
What reach the boy Chumpa?
Some boy have to run away when King Eddie start to play.
You think forward start ball yet? I easy round this.
Cause it's like just
Mic check 1, check 2.
Number one. So we put that ragga. He's up here.
yes, I'm happy run away
He's up, my boy. Cause no boy can't call with him. Man, a bad man.
like him out. I know him dead like a dog. Lonely.
Yep.
Great civil boy.
Run through now, my boy. With us easy.
King Eddie's
Yep.
song.
Now I'm right now, afraid of the guy.
Yep.
Right, steal him, my boy.
Yeah.
And not you now play back in here tonight, neither, you know.
Kill them.
Shut down.
There is gonna be rough time. Rougher than the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. Well,
Have mercy.
there is gonna be bloodshed.
Hallelujah. How will you say now?
So you can hear in the jobs we play.
Yeah.
That King Eddie series away. He that song run for cover.
Yep.
King Eddie sound come take over. So he that song by you should back and roll. So you
Early warm up.
to see tomorrow.
All early jugglers just go and launch
Yep.
it up.
Over.
You know?
King Eddie sound come take over.
So what next? What next?
Say there is gonna be rough time.
shadow man tomorrow. Hold on. And they will wanna be bloodshed. So we that son bogging show your way.
Next tune.
So Lord,
have mercy.
Who better give them a seed about cat's key. Another song boy keep the bucky. He come and dance all I want like him on. I just move to them a fraud.
We have some guy a early pace setter.
To give them a seed about.
Man a professional. Man ain't a bag of nice, you know.
He come and dance all I want like him on. And know we dead like the cloud.
Next.
Lord of mercy. As some know so that you are wicked enough, sound like lock off, carry down with the argument. Well, this is King Addies. And
Wanna listen, we are playing now. Wanna listen.
13-4. Big bad tune with so.
Too much tune there, summer. We have too much. Too many.
On the street and the plane.
Have mercy. God knows. Pablo, you're large, you know where
I just get some sound.
Hey,
New York.
Change those crazy sound boys out of town.
Well, it's enough for them circus clown.
Change those crazy sound boys out to the lawn.
Hey, and back up that sound and go
on. I just build the coffin.
God knows.
where's your early rap plate? Early round.
Didn't the sound boys tell you?
God knows.
You'll meet your wife.
Beanie man say.
These are the more blocking, increase like a white kid. Living in a sound class world. Just jump and walk play against the champion group. And these rule the boys and girls, cause as some jump and face. Them one play champion, one this baby face. Well, baby face a bad veteran. Have to send requests out to my friend to the master. Anywhere him go, him no stop early election. Beanie man, the DJ Luciano for the version.
Tune not done yet, you know.
Change those crazy sound.
Easy, Mr. Miller. You're cool.
Listen up for them.
Change those crazy sound boys out of the lawn.
Well, jump on your best against all the town.
I just built this rhythm.
God knows.
Yes, you know we crown and king. So we that sound boy run away.
Murder.
If you gonna live to see a new day,
Looking at yourself and look back way back in a life. For certain things them teach black man, you know that no right. For example, them tell man God why we not take no side.
Hey, you know how long we on Jara for play? I can't tell you how long. The boy Ricky Trooper locked down in the studio.
He's a lion.
I saw you know Addies a bad sound. Make him lock up in the studio.
So we are.
What more? What the boy all do?
you're running and you're running and you're running away.
Why?
Running and you're running
Not you now, you're backing up. Shut down.
But you can't run away from Addies.
Hey, earlier was enough, so I'm not look on the watch.
Away from
I'm gonna look on the watch. Earlier was.
Yep.
10:21.
Just take a look on there.
I'm your man DJ Blaxx. Adequate music.
Stop and easy.
And tonight we're celebrating 25 years since this legendary clash. 25 years ago. King Addies versus Kilimanjaro. I'm telling you, man, this clash was legendary, man. We talking about the year 1995. 25 years ago. I was probably, let's see, a junior in high school. Yeah, junior in high school, and reggae music was my thing. All day, every day, reggae. And also, I first got my start as a DJ for the public professionally in the year 1995. So quick story. What happened was we had this big party during the lunch break at high school, and the DJ was playing, my man Jarvis. He was playing all the hip hop stuff, but we had a big Caribbean community. So he was like, bruh, You practice every day at the house on these turntables, get on this and get these people dancing, particularly the girls. So I like, nervous, out, just nervous. And I was like, all right, I'll jump on. Did that. Next thing you know, girls dancing all over the place, the fellas rocking out. Everybody was having fun with it. And then he suggested, man, you need to do this all the time. If you could rock out like this, you could do this all the time. So I was like, all right, we'll do it. We'll do it. It's not a problem. So that's how I started off as a DJ. And honestly, from that point on, I'm out at the clubs, every party I could get to make sure that I could learn, tighten my skills, all that fun stuff. But here we go. In talking about this legendary clash here, what happened was the year's 1995, and that year in the reggae music world was tons and tons of hot rhythms coming out. Some of the biggest beefs in the reggae world was going on, even on the hip hop side too. But we're talking about reggae dancehall tonight. So if anybody want to join in, you could definitely do so. Just hit me up in the comments and I could patch you in. We're going to talk about Kilimanjaro versus King Addies. Like I said, one of the biggest sound clashes of all time. It's crazy how this clash between Tony Mataran, B.A.B. Fierce, alongside Trooper and Jaro really took over and changed the landscape of how people viewed sound clash, from the skills of playing music to the mic talk game. I just viewed after that clash, the game just changed completely. Also in the year of 1995, we had some big reggae rhythms that came out that year. We talking about the Skittle rhythm, the Arab rhythm, the Chronic, Swing Easy, and one of my personal favorite rhythms of all time, the Hot Wax. Yes, Hot Wax was massively big, not just on the singles chart, but also it was really, really big in the the dub plates. So all sound systems was cutting dubs. I was trying to grab every 45, every remix that was on the Hot Wax, because that rhythm was hard. It was so hard. I think I first heard that rhythm, Bodyguard. I think if I remember correctly, Bodyguard was the first one I heard played on a clash, and they played the Hot Wax. I'm sorry, not Bodyguard, Bass Odyssey. So when I heard that, I was like, yo, this rhythm is hard. Also, the big beef between Bounty Killer and Beanie. We talking about that beef was horrendous. We talking about song after song. Even though the beef started back in 92, 93 during Sting, it was just 95 when it elevated. And also, what made 1995 so special was the fact that Bounty and Beanie on the rhythm Hot Wax cut 4 or 5 records, not dub plates, just regular singles on it. So of course that put the DJ world who didn't get dub plates in a frenzy, because now you could really talk about beef and then play 4 songs on the same beat back to back to back, and then next thing you know, boom, it was that. You had Suspense, you had Axe for War, you had Dengue Fever, and you had Memories, all on the same rhythm, plus with a host of other stuff. Mad Cabra had a Gala Chat, the Skettles tune by Ricky, and then next thing you know, boom, Hot Wax is everywhere. Every sound system is cutting. But Jaro and them and King Addies, like I said, Jaro and King Addies was the clash. Let me play you a quick clip from one of the memorable moments, and this is from King Addies when Tony Mataran laced the place with this one. What's up, Marley Marl? yo, you need to join in on this conversation. Let me know. I'll send you a link. But Tony Matterhorn was making his name in the early 90s. I first seen and heard of Tony Matterhorn back in Brooklyn at a club called Biltmore Ballroom. It was that night there was playing, and it was Saxon from England and King Addies with Babyface and Tony Matterhorn. Once I heard Tony Matterhorn for the first time, I was like, yo, he is nothing to mess with. But when it comes to mic talk and game, when he clashed Jaro, I think that's when his superstardom went to a whole nother level. So like I said, 25 years in the making, we talking about King Addies and Jaro. So let me play a clip from one of my favorite parts. Here it go.
Hey, I don't know what that tune. I don't play that. I don't know that. Hold on. Hey. Me here say.
Again, if anybody want to jump in on this chat, let me know. I send you a link and we'll both broadcast side by side, give you opinions, who you think who won, and we go from there.
Hey, I don't know what that tune. I don't play that. I don't know that. Hold on. Hey. Me here say. Super. Can't get no girl at Jamaica.
This is Tony Matterhorn, King Addies versus Kilimanjaro, celebrating 25 years.
From long time, and I'm good. Me make an international star. Me create history. Me make an international Grammy Award star. Call Ricky Chupa name. So you see, tomorrow, him can say, hey, you're idiot, you know, you're in a clash and Addis play, Tony Braxton call on my name. But it don't kill you, but you're getting a prop star fight still. Because you can't say Tony Braxton call him name. This is Tony Braxton. Tony fucking Braxton.
This dub was heavy. Tony Braxton, dub plate.
Hi, I'm Tony Braxton, and y'all know that I'm down with Babyface and Addison. And I can't stop thinking about how you showed your face today. And I can't stop thinking about how could you test King Addies? Addies, I can't get you out of my mind. God knows how hard I've tried. If Gyro Sound should play tonight, then they'll surely die. If I never hear Gyro Sound play again.
25 years ago, this legendary clash. Tony Matterhorn, King Addies, Jaro.
I don't know what that tune.
I'm gonna play it back for you guys there. This dub plate, man.
Hey.
Jamaica Portmore, 1995. Here goes the cassette. Here goes the cassette. Jaro, King Addies.
Me make an international star. Me create history. Me make an international Grammy Award star. Call Ricky Chupa name. So you see, tomorrow him can say, hey.
We talking historical sound clashes. Tell your friends to join.
Don't kill you, but you're getting a prop star fight.
25 years ago, this clash went down in Jamaica.
This is Tony Braxton. Tony fucking Braxton. You know, play carbon top.
Hi, I'm Tony Braxton, and y'all know that I'm down with Babyface and Addison. And I can't stop thinking about how you showed your face today. And
Big tune.
I can't stop thinking about
Listen to the crowd in the background.
King Addies, Addies, I can't get you out of my mind. God knows how hard I've tried. If Gyro Sound should play tonight, then they'll surely die. If I never hear Gyro Sound play again. If I never hear that tin pan sound. If you
Listen.
God knows how hard I've tried.
Tony Braxton.
If gyro sound should play tonight, then they'll surely die.
Massive.
If I never hear gyro sound play again.
Yeah, what Tony Braxton said.
If I never hear that tin pan sound
Super, hear your name, Super. Hear your name,
if you ever come back around this way
Super.
again, if you ever try to steady sound again, please understand.
We're talking about the history, the biggest, one of the biggest sound clashes in history. King Addies, Kilimanjaro, Portmore, Jamaica.
We have enough more! Well on! You think we're here not yet? You talk about boys to men, you get tricked. You get tricked on the boys to men.
25 years ago on this day,
Red light.
Jaro, King Addies.
Ace! You see that sound over there?
Yeah, I'm telling you, that dub plate was something else. When I first heard it, I was like, yeah, this is what we're talking about. Cause you have American R&B hip hop artists getting cut on dub plates, and King Addies being from New York, they had that access to the hip hop community, and trust me, over the years they put a lot of dub plates out. And also, that got a lot of hip-hop cats going to Jamaica, cutting dubs, making extra money, because they didn't know it was so big. They heard about it, but they didn't know it was so big. So, you know, then of course you flash forward to people like DJ Khaled, myself, you're traveling all over the place, and after that people get introduced to the reggae world and fusing it with hip-hop and stuff. But anywho, like I said, this clash was massive. It was massively big, and it's hard to say anything about it, man. It's one of those clashes where you think back on it, man. Where the guys get these ideas from? How did they stand up to compete for such a long period of time? So you talk about a clash that was at least 6 hours long. The cassettes I already have about 3.5, 4 hours worth of music, because of course the parts of the cassettes that they sold were more the better parts. We did have some parts at the beginning of the party that, yeah, it was the beginning. But then towards the end, that's when the clash really started heating up and people gathered around listening who's gonna play next. Who won? Who you think who won? I think, me personally, after listening to the clash, being there, going back and forth, listening to the tapes over and over again, it was not an easy clash to decide. But before I tell you my opinion, we're gonna play some more stuff.
Red light! Red light! We have the money now!
I'm your man DJ Blaxx. We talk about a historical dance.
The money them! We have them! We have the money them! Hey, you're blind, you're not super. Moon. Beat down low. Moon. Ganja man. Ganja man.
To be strong and live longer.
Yeah.
No mercy. Stay far from the coke. No mercy. Don't take that for joke. No mercy. Bobby on the coke, does he hang with the rope? No mercy. Gotta be good a man like Tony Matterhorn, the man called Eton. No mercy. The man called Delroy. No mercy. This one is more lyrics.
Ah, mercy.
Message. No mercy.
Ah, mercy.
We got wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's a message me and this is sending.
Ah, mercy. You heard it, that's Ganja man. It was.
I'm serious, but I make no joke. Ganja me smoke and not like that. I will never drink them.
Yeah, like we're talking, we're going over the history. This dance was a legendary Kilimanjaro, King Addies. We're talking about 25 years ago on this date, Portmore, Jamaica. 25 years ago, the 22nd of April was on a Saturday. Today is Wednesday, so You know, I'm just talking about one of the most legendary clashes of all time. I remember when I first got into this game of DJing, man, and you go out, you travel near and far to see some of these sound clashes, and then you come to realize it's really a skill. I battled DJs over the years. Sometimes you win on mic talk, which I would say 95% of the time, if you win a clash, it's your mic talk that's gonna propel you along with timing and then the record. Because you could play any record. We've seen some of the simplest records win a clash. But if your mic game and your timing is on point and you drop the record at the right time, it's unbelievable the kind of vibes you could create. So just to break it down on that subject, if you ever hear Jaro play, let's start with Trooper, because they've been around a lot longer. Kilimanjaro been a lot longer than King Addies. If you listen to Trooper, Trooper is a mastermind at crowd control. So what I mean by that, listen to a lot of Kilimanjaro clashes, sound clashes and stuff like that. If you listen to it, Jaro plays in a similar style of cutting dubs and playing a similar sequence. They play a lot of old school rhythms, a lot of new artists at the time that Trooper was on Jaro. They'll play and put it on old school rhythms. And even though it was a newer artist, how they cut that dub made it sound like that beat was made for that time, or the lyrics is made vice versa. So what Trooper is a mastermind at is not his mic game that propels him and makes you listen to him. It's how he commands the audience. His voice, his style, the things he say, the little gimmicks he put on while he's doing it is like he's upset, but at the same time, he's having fun. That's where Ricky Trooper becomes like a hard guy to go toe to toe with, no matter what dubs you cutting, because he has crowd control. He is fearless. Yeah, he's one to contend with. We see in Jaro kill sounds with some of the best dubs that you're like, wow, brand new, never heard it, and it wins the show. Or something as simple, you know, bury somebody. So on that note, let me play a segment from Jaro.
Hey, go on with that.
Let me play a segment from Kilimanjaro on this clash 25 years ago, this date. Jaro, King Addies, Portmore, Jamaica. Here we go.
Okay. 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 Hold it there. Just hold it straight. And Jamaica me a defend. And Jamaica. No boy from foreign can't come kill you. Hear this.
Well, this happens to be the time when
Yeah.
we're going to bring back our people where they belong. I mean, like people who forget their roots.
Yeah.
I mean, like forget where they belong, where they're coming from. I mean, like Jamaica. Sweet Jamaica. From Kilimanjaro. This is Sanchez speaking. Goes like
Jamaica.
Eternal Father, bless your land.
Jamaica. Hold it up there.
Guide us with thy
Can't kill this.
mighty hand.
Can't kill this.
Keep us free from evil power.
Can't kill this.
Grant to life with countless stars. Through our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth,
Kilimanjaro, King Addies, 25 years ago. We just reminiscing, talking about it. If you want to get involved in the chat, hit me up. I send you a link.
Shut up.
Who you think who won? Do you remember this clash?
Hold up. I don't ready to play no serious tune it. They still a juggle. Hey boy, you see the bounty killer tune we play? But Ray riding horses and Ray. Me never play that tune about me living on a pass. So now idiot. I remember this boy. Remember this. Hear this. Wipe me wipe out that now. Murder now. Yeah, hear me? Me explain myself and speak in proper English.
I'm your man DJ Blaxx Adequest. We're talking about the clash that happened 25 years ago. The legendary clash, King Addies, Kilimanjaro.
Your soul has been lost. You are crushed like a serpent snake under the grass. Sanchez!
Jamaica 1995.
All is bad. Oh, nana. Oh, play look. Watch it out. Well then, but son boy, you must get man program wrong. Run Ghana yard and build counteraction. Sure. Remember that we never ride west with no man. Yeah. Because you are your bandolier gang. Yeah. Listen me song, Jaro say, I am the defender of the Apache. That the man me brother. Sure. Try down. Intro. Try down. Yeah. Try down. Let me explain myself and speak in Try down. I said, try down. Boy, stop from inside that pause. Stop from remember when man were riding horses. Now you have died. That means your soul has been lost. You are crushed like a serpent snake under the grass. Again! Boy, counteract me tune. Son boy, I play in a dance and feel so them wicked and bad. What argument can people like that? Oh, nana, oh, hey. All this bad. Oh, nana, oh, play look.
Kilimanjaro, King Addies, 1995, 25 years ago.
Remember that we never ride west with the man. It was you and the bandolier gang. Listen to some Jaro says, I am the defender of the Apache. That the man me brother, so me don't fear nobody. Fuck me born already. Again. Well, I come to defend the Apache. Got him and me brother, so me don't fear nobody, y'all. Geronimo, him band without pretty. Papa to no con, bad boy and sing, say 25 Calvary, me murder in the west. Bounty and some with them yes, no pen up, some no here, not late. Excuse me, make me lie them to rest. Me vex and so me call and Comanche. Indian, super cat and them pussy cold boy, Dutch up in a man territory. Watch it super chop.
Yeah, this is DJ Blaxx Adequest. I'm just here tonight chilling while we quarantine. But I'm talking about the legendary clash that happened 25 years ago on this day. Kilimanjaro versus King Addies, Portmore, Jamaica. One of the biggest clashes of all time.
Shot all a TNT like CPR. The fan, Boy on this we protect and see it. Up the phone can phone this land. We are really ready to start out fire. Don't tell me about the devil God.
Spragga, you hear the Spragga you now? I want to keep playing with Spragga, what? Yeah. Portmore, Jamaica. We don't have a long argument. What? Spragga.
This rhythm is called The Sick. This rhythm was huge back in the 90s, man. I mean, jeez. You couldn't stop hearing it, and every sound system cut their records a little bit different, so the beat never sounded old and never sounded stale. It just kept on going and going and going. It's called The Sick.
Still a move grab it, confront him with agony. Over 357 to anger. Gunshot fly left, right and center. In a boy test and serve to my enter. I live no longer, cause we no need a long argument. The long argument, with no God. We no need a long argument.
Roll up, he's on the beat, massive. Me say, Jamaica,
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, this clash was something else, man. It's hard to say who won. I mean, I have my personal opinion, but I'll definitely tell you that later. As for Tony Matterhorn, he's one DJ who's well respected by myself, and anybody who's a DJ who heard Tony Matterhorn knows he's good at what he's doing. What makes Tony Matterhorn so popular, so world renowned, is his mic game. Tony Matterhorn has a mic game, and what King IDs back in those days, they played a lot of new music at parties in the clubs, but it's how Tony Matterhorn introduces them or talks them in. You think you know the song and the world goes crazy, and then you look back, wait a minute, I never heard that record before. And that's how Tony Matterhorn does it. That's his style. Just like Trooper, he's also fearless. Nothing moves him. He's one of those guys, just like Trooper, extremely confident in himself. Nothing rocks him. Nothing shatters him. No matter how big the crowd is or how small the crowd is. I mean, I seen Tony Matterhorn playing crowds of probably 15, 20 people, and I seen him playing crowds 3,000 or more. So either which way, he comes with the heat every night. It doesn't matter to him. So when this clash came about, it was verse back and forth, and his mic game kept him going through, and the fact that the music he was playing more of a versatile music. He played dancehall, he played reggae, he played hip hop, R&B, but it doesn't matter what he played. It felt like it fit and it kept that energy. And again, that's because what Tony Matterhorn could do when he's talking. He's comedic. He'll say foolishness that sounds like a joke, but then it's serious. Or he'll say things serious and you think it's serious, but it's really a joke. But again, he's one of those guys that really could put it on and get the crowd involved really quickly, and playing some of the simplest of records. So let's play a clip with Tony Matterhorn, King IDs. Now, this part right here is on a Slington rhythm. And I remember when I first heard this dub, I was like, yo, him and Bounty, really? It just had this vibe to it. It's like, even though these bounties were cut on pretty much every sound system, even on the same rhythm, it just how King IDs, their style of cutting, made it sound like it was fresh and it was street. It's like, yo, this is what it's gonna be. But anywho, Bounty Killer, King IDs, Tony Matterhorn, Fierce, Kilimanjaro, King IDs, 1995, the legendary clash, probably the biggest clash that probably went down in the history, that anybody who's into the culture knows that this record, this clash is bar far none. Just the hype of the clash back in those days, and this one, drove the world into a frenzy. But here we go. Yeah, that's doubles cut.
Hey, Louis, you never tell the boy about Matchy Boy.
Was it cut or was it chopped and put together?
Me no shot him and make him better than blood. Me no shot him and make him better than blood. Me no and make him better than blood. Me so shot him and make him better than blood. Me so shot him. Like me send it like this. Tell the world you have to. Me so kill all these killers. Talk and kill. And it's just a pound in your blood. Why you dead? Kill all these killers. Talk and kill. Me big gun pop out and
never can't on it. Can't on it.
Jeez. I'm telling you. If you listen carefully, you can hear the crowd react. They went crazy over that record.
Jump up and skate and disrespect the killer. Hey, it's all time, minding my madman now. Well, if you're thinking about the lip, put up that, put that up from jungle or Rima. Like that, it's gone, run to Rina. Let me tell us that the last part. You want people go home and done with you, you're gonna look like a stranger. Watch it up, please. Run that one. Like a ginger. Well, if it's war, we now have a neither. Pop out me gun, not think me going linger. From guns out, me very fast. Everything me just slap a crow. Repeat, easy. Keep on me live it like hey, so we.
I don't know what it is that you done to me.
That's the man wanna give me vibes. Hey.
Addis.
Alright. We're gonna go easy. Cocky right now, leave now. Hey, Al, may I tell you, you know, Sarah knows somebody who wants sound can give trouble. If no that. You are right. Search a tune, Trooper. What going on, boy? Addis, tell them. It's the one who say I like. Watch it. I know them ready. Hey, Portmore, remember that tune? That one I right off the yesterday, so remember? Hear this. Two sound, a load play this. Hear this song. Hear this. I got the... Run that place. Run that. Run that. Put your back on. Put your back on. Put your... Sing the Portmore.
Yep, that's a quick clip. Like I said, we're celebrating 25 years of the probably biggest sound clash of all time. I mean, that's gonna be remembered in the history books. Prior to the day, you know, we die, you tell the kids who's into music and who's into the culture, this kind of stuff, like, this is how serious it was. Like I said, 25 years ago, King Addies versus Kilimanjaro. This clash was massive. To this day, believe it or not, them two guys still don't get along, man. I don't know what it is, but they really don't get along at all. Trooper, even though he don't play for Jar no more, same thing with Tony Mataran. He don't play for King Addies, but them guys, they don't get along. So something about this clash that really, that really like sort of tarnished their friendship or some sort. But they don't get along for nothing. So I would like to see another clash between the both of them. I know that would be a big ticket draw, whether it's here stateside or in Jamaica. That it would be a bigger draw. 25 years later, they still don't like each other. Do they bring in new skill sets that they learned over the years, or did they go back to when they first started getting the heat back in the 90s and made you repping this? That'd be very interesting, because what they did get is a lot of experience, a lot of sound clashes, world clash and them kind of stuff over the years. But if they went toe to toe, does that really matter? Or is this the fact that them two sort of kind of bring out the best in each other? It's almost like you're thinking about Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, two men that loved the sport, played it differently and did it, but one wouldn't be without the other. I don't think Magic Johnson would have been as popular, as world-renowned, if it wasn't for Larry Bird, and vice versa. So I almost think this is the same thing for Trooper and Tony Mataran. Tony Matterhorn was big, but like I said, after this clash, this is when the world really looked at these two men differently and what they really bring to the game, their passion, their ruthlessness, their abilities to be as creative with crowd control, cutting dubs, and how they did their timing. Again, when you listen to these boys play music, they don't just go out and play a bunch of records. You have to wonder, do they plan this out, or they go play by play, and it turns out just as spectacular. Either which way, it's a feat on its own, and it goes without saying that the vibe of the sound clash culture, the competition, is not one to mess with. And on top of that, how we gravitate to see it and we enjoy it. You would think even after 25 years, this clash was 25 years ago. Even when you listen to it, when I listen to it, for example, you still get some of those chills. Like, man, it felt like, man, that energy. It's hard to explain, but you feel like you just want to go like we did in the clubs back in the day. Go bang on the wall, put your lighters up, all sorts of stuff. You know, I'm listening today while I'm making breakfast. I'm making noise, and the wifey asks me, "You all right in there?" It's just that vibe between the two and how the music sounded and the eeriness of the crowd and the whole thing put together. So like I said, we're talking about Kilimanjaro, King ID's Clash of the Century on this date, April 22nd, 1995, Portmore, Jamaica. I was no more than 16 at that time, but I was still out and about, go to all as much classes as I can, traveling all over the place, and you have to really respect and love the game. Like I said, not only this was the big clash of 95, we're talking about other beefs that happened in 95. We're talking about Bounty and Beanie. That beef was, woo. I mean, today they're more friends and relaxed, but back then, you're talking about beefs and DJs and artists, and they keeping it on wax. And you would think of all these sound clashes that's happening, these guys never get into a fight. At least it's never recorded or it's never shown. You never see fist fights or anything. And if you ever been to a sound clash, the DJs are literally right next to each other. It's not like they one in the room and one come out when the next one come out on the stage. No, they both right there. Especially if you've ever been partying in Jamaica, everything is real tight. So you have a stage no bigger than 10, 15 feet from left to right, and you have DJs on it, and yeah, they're right beside each other. You would think they would get mad and stuff. Now, I'm not saying incidents never happen, but it's not like a thing. Like when you hear some of these hip-hop artists having beef, they can't even be on the same tour, in the same arena at the same time, and if they are, they gotta move separately at times. In the reggae world, is not really part of it. You know, if something do happen, it's a once in a blue moon, but like I said, you don't really hear DJs out there fighting or taking it beyond the wax and the party scene and stuff like that. But yeah, Tony Matterhorn, King ID's, Babyface taking on Kilimanjaro with Ricky Trooper. Let me cue up another point here so that you guys could hear something real quick. All right, where we at here? Right now, Ricky Trooper, this is later on in the dance at the 15 minute segments between each DJ. Here we go. Kilimanjaro. This is Tony Matterhorn. Right afterwards, we're going to hear Jaro come in.
Yes, I am Lassie and the loud and king. So it's better to be early people than late. Shout praise Jaja and no taboo to await. Have asking for some.
Think all.
And that I'm sure of we will appreciate. If you don't love and honor me, you can. In love Jah and live, yeah. Love Jah and live.
All right, Ghana.
Most of them are dead already. One more if you do me please, you know. You don't see them dead. Alright, we're not dead, you hear that tune? We're not dead. Baby face a matter, we're not dead, you hear that tune there.
Papa Jaro said, Chupa said, like Crew said, there's a difference between Rastaman and Dread.
That have a baby face. That's boss now.
Al mascara.
Yeah, the chemical Dread.
Powder them face and them bum buck like that. Chemical Dread. Move ya. Papa Jaro is not a bad boy sound. Yeah, yeah, me just run things straight to the
Alright, the crew. Alright, Jaro. I'm jumping again. I'm jumping again. One more. One more.
2% for the comb and the scissors quick. Trim baby face and flush him in a toilet. Send for the comb and the scissors quick. Trim baby face and flush him in a toilet. Face a whole rusty to the come from Trinidad. One test Papa Jaro, boy you must be mad. Boy go and go suck macaron seed bag. Whole world knows me lad. Test Papa Jaro, boy you must 2% for the comb and the scissors.
25 years ago, Kilimanjaro, King Addies. One of the biggest sound clashes of all time. This is the Kilimanjaro segment. Playing that legendary rhythm, the hot wax.
Boo them again, Jamaica. Show them, say them nah going on. Boo them again. What's that? On a phone, man. Hey! Here the wickedest Beanie Man I go play a fee night. Beanie Man have a million tune at this and I start juggle again. Cause I said I'm done in 15 minutes, I'm not care who want vex. Because I'm done kill that. I'm going to go home. Seeing? Come here, go home. Well, I pack up my tune then. Go and pack up your tune on the other side there. You know? What I done then, but now waste time on that, man.
Well, this is my chance to say what I want to say and do what I want to do. I do anything I want to do and say anything I want to say. Well, son, boy, listen up.
Boy, listen now. Listen to now. Hey, listen.
Just try to me in an argument. Try please.
Yeah, I can't bust it out. I'm my time to play. Go ahead.
Well done. Well done.
Wow.
This is the sick rhythm. The legendary sick rhythm.
Yo, memories don't live like people do. Yes.
Listen, medley.
Remember you, then whether things is good or bad.
Hear this.
Listen to the memories for Jaro.
Yeah.
Makes me right. Remember this man a bad man, wicked man, not like man.
Sure. We're talking about the legendary sound clash. King Addies versus Kilimanjaro. April 22nd, 1995. Hey Layla, I see ya. My longtime friend Layla. You still in Boston or are you back down south? Where you at? Shout me out.
This. If you say people dance, make it dance again. Sure. Like na put it back till then. If this program is there, you life it.
Yeah.
Now wicked man, well, Jaro, a veteran from 1901. Some little Larry come up and come this bad man, them know. I take it to my foundation. Mix me song, tell them, man a bad man from how long, from 1904.
Yeah.
Everything that
hey.
I was gone to my father pump rifle. Along in my mom desert eagle. For me just one day me a shot people.
Sure.
Not to mention I got an album. I hear your mama she's body.
Sure.
When the big market every night.
Sure. Watch it.
Seem like a bit. Tomorrow jump out. Teeth and your tongue go tie your head them lick out. I'm finish it. Go and go bury your dead now. I'm Papa put on for your head now. Go and go bury your dead now. I'm Papa put on for your head. So you will sing say memories.
Sorry about pronouncing your name wrong. Of course I know your name. I said it right the second time.
So whatever it takes to dance.
Try to control all these controls at the same time. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we're talking about the legendary sound clash between Kilimanjaro, King Addies, back in Jamaica, 1995, 25 years ago. I was a junior in high school. Hey Layla, I hope you're staying in quarantine. Don't let that Rona get to you. But like I said, we're talking about the legendary clash, Kilimanjaro, King Addies. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I mean, I remember like it was yesterday. And then every time you play it, you still have those chills in your body. Like, man, this was a sound clash of the ages. Trooper is, what can you say? I said what I had to say about Trooper already. Tony Mataron, the same thing. Anytime they DJing and in town somewhere, you always gonna go see it. As a DJ, many times I don't pay. But many times I was wanting to pay, depending on the dance and the excitement. You know, you got to support where you can. And sometimes you get to the door, they'll be like, yo, Blacks, you good. Just walk through. But even if you pay, you don't pay, it's an experience. You're not walking away saying that you're going to lose your money when you hear these names go at it. You know, say Tony Mataron is notoriously known for DJing and clashing with sounds like Mighty Crown. Kilimanjaro, same thing. Him and Black Panther over the years, same thing. They just have beef, but it's always electrifying because, again, Kilimanjaro, Ricky Trooper, well, he's not with Jar anymore, but Trooper himself is a magician with crowd control. Man, he definitely knows how to control the crowd. Tony Mataron, his mic game and how he talks a record in is crazy. I remember Fully Loaded in 1998, Fort Clarence Beach, Jamaica. Again, yep, Fort Clarence Beach, Jamaica. You're talking about, I was 18, 19, man. And when he put that show on that year and he first played the Broke Out Rhythm by Dave Kelly, I mean, if you saw the beach when he played that Bounty Killer, even as a DJ at the time, I'm saying, how did this guy get that record so soon? So as he played it, within a couple of weeks, I called all the connects. I finally got a copy of the Broke Out Rhythm, and one of the first DJs to play that rhythm out loud anyway. Because even when I started playing it, other my DJ friends was acting like, yo, how did you find that? Where did you get it from? But hey, when you love the music and you in it the way you in it, you're going to get what you're going to get and go find it. But we've been doing this thing for about an hour, so I'm going to give my wrap-up piece. And my wrap-up piece, who I think won this, it was tough, man. Some people say either way, but I have to give this one to Kilimanjaro because the crowd control. If you guys never see the video, who was never there, I'm going to tell you. Being in the audience, how he controlled the crowd, it is ridiculous. Now, Tony Mataron could have won it too because, in my opinion, he did play the better records. He just played the better records. His records just had more finesse to it. They were more fresh. His mic game was on. But as the night drew on, Ricky Trooper's voice was still at this level of energy. And if you listen to the tapes, Tony Mataron's voice started wavering over time. So, you know, Jaro, you know, cleared that one. You know, again, they didn't win with no finesse of playing the best dubs. It was overnight how he was talking about, I'm going to leave, now I'm going to stay, but still playing the dubs that just kept on going and talking his way right through the night. It's almost like you're the 9th, 10th round of a boxing match and the fighter is standing up but just taking lick, and Trooper was just giving Mataron licks that night. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Layla, I see your message. yeah, I'm being safe. Yes, I was DJing a lot here in Atlanta, but if I did catch the COVID-19, I didn't show no symptoms whatsoever. I feel good. Say some people catch that thing and never seen it, and some people catch it and they go through the worst of the worst. So far, my family has not, or I have not had word that anybody in my family was affected by the coronavirus. So far, so good. But I want everybody to stay safe. For the past month, I haven't DJ'd or anything, of course, because there's no social activities going on right now. So we're trying to find ways to keep you guys entertained as DJs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this mix of me talking and commentary on this old school clash from 1995. King Addies, Kilimanjaro, Tony Mataran versus Ricky Trooper. Like I said, I gotta give it to Trooper on this one. He really came through, and like I said, held his own throughout the night. But that's his magic. He seems like he doesn't get tired at all. He just keeps on going, and no matter what dubs you throw at him, you know, you think you might lose, the crowd give him some boos. Don't mind it now. Throughout the night of this clash, both DJs was getting booed by the audience. It wasn't one over the other. It's just Jaro took that one, you know, and it is what it is. But I would love to see them go back at it in 2020, 2021, whenever we get back to the business. Wherever they are, I'll definitely fly and go see it, because if they clash, that'll be a nice little tour. They can't just do it in Jamaica. They have to go Jamaica, New York, Canada, Miami, Atlanta, Houston, other cities where there's a big reggae pot. Oh, let me not forget Boston. Boston is big on reggae music. Shout out to my friend Layla from Boston again. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm your man, DJ Blaxx of Adequate Music. Hopefully you enjoyed this Facebook Live event. We want to do more like this. And again, you guys could feel free to chime in, leave a comment, or you could let me know. I could send you a link and we'll be side by side debating, talking about what we're talking about, and keep it pushing. So on that note, I want to say good night to everybody. Hit me up on Instagram at SupaBlaxx, SupaBlaxx. You can see it right there, right there, right there, right there. Yeah, just look at the bottom of the screen. You'll see it. If you want to send me a tip, my Cash App is DJ Blaxx. My Venmo is also at DJ Blaxx. Send a DJ a tip, you know, trying to put these productions together, try to keep you guys entertained. All tips are welcome. We appreciate it. And on that note, everybody have a good night.
I'm talking to one of some boys them out there. Not even brown in the jar on the
Yeah, but I need to
kill them anyway.
Sure.
Jar tell the world you got clear. You must like a nuclear. I pussy ever test them life is.
Hear the boy them over there, sir.
And in the air. Pussy ever test boy them dead this year. Tell them say, respect because you're dangerous.
We call some jump on.
We call them Honey Christ.
Alright, good. Alright, good. What do you know? Hey, I need a deer! I need a deer! I need a deer!
When we see them, we feel sick, now we cry. No, you hear me now? Come make we loud them, yeah. Because them a Honey Christ, loud and no noise. Trying to mash up the King Jar.